allow me to shake up your reality today. I'm going to throw a bunch of stuff out there. Some of it's going to be existing. Some of it's going to be just some ideas. I want to just allow you to take this all in and realize how much we don't know and how much is possible and how much is going to happen in this next 12 months that's going to take us into that space that we were not expecting. Are you ready for this? I think you're going to enjoy this video. Let's have fun. Welcome to Landria Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through fears and live an amazing life. So, break through fear, what does that mean? If you had no fear, wouldn't you completely live a different life? You would, right? If you had no fear, you wouldn't be like, no matter what's happened, you'd know there would be a better circumstance, a better relationship, a better job, right? And now what if you knew that you were unlimited? Nothing would bother you. And if something came along the way, if I told you that there was $10 million in a safe and it was yours, nobody else's, you were guaranteed this, even if you didn't have the combination, you'd probably relax right now. And even if you were broke, you'd sit there and probably pee in a cup trying to figure out that combination, and you would not be upset. You wouldn't care what happened out there because you knew that you were going to get into that $10 million and it was yours guaranteed. I'm telling you right now, there's a guaranteed reality that you can access. Guaranteed. So one of the commenters, I really get a kick out of this. One of the commenters on my channel was chastising another subscriber, like, you know, we call them trolls. They come on and just, you know, they don't have anything nice to say. If you don't have anything nice to say, say nothing at all. Said, are you going to listen to a lady in a hat in her living room? Well, I do have an office, by the way. It's not that good looking. It's right here. Why? What the whole point of me owning online businesses, you guys know this, and Digital Explorers, come on over. It's a free webinar. I help you create online businesses. Isn't the whole point to be able to work from home? And isn't the whole point of Digital Explorers, we encourage being different? If you want to wear a hat, wear a effing hat. That's crazy? I'll tell you some crazy stories. Get on the internet, right? We've been hearing. I'm going to share some with you today. Okay, so I want to just ask you a few things. I've been watching some talk shows that are really interesting. Jesse Michaels is one. He's all over the board. Danny Jones is another. He's all over the board. But what I like about those two guys, not only are they smart, they're up on what's going on out there. They're listening to what people are saying, and they don't necessarily take a stance. In fact, they usually don't take a stance in who they're interviewing. So I'm going to talk about a couple people, and I'm going to share some things that they said that's going to be crazy. And I'm going to talk about our financial situation, because I'm not here to create conspiracies, but I want you to know that they do exist. And they're used as manipulation. And that what's going on out there is never what you think it is. Never. Okay? You cannot know somebody. Now, here in business, I see people on here, on the internet, talking about how to be successful. And when I do research in how they got there, you know, we've all got our stuff that went on. You know, nobody's perfect. They've been through things. I'm fine with that. In fact, I'm more fine if they've been through things. But the last one I looked up, you know, she's got a, you know, $100 million company, and I found out that, you know, she's in her 30s and she married a multimillionaire. She's been with him for 13 years and she's only in her 30s. She's got private jets. I think she had a little bit of an advantage. She sort of didn't mention that. I want you to remember that reality is never what you think it is. And so if somebody gives you sound advice, absolutely, if it resonates with you, take it. But there is no one person that has the answers. I don't. No one does. But here's what we do. We hear somebody go, I believe this. Or like, even with our politics, oh, they have the answers. No one person can absolutely have it all together. I want you to start thinking as an individual if you choose to create that amazing new world. If you don't, you can follow the masses. That's your choice. It's not going to bother me, but it affects me. However, in the big picture, no. So here's what I want to ask you right now is, do you have an idea of how things work? Well, I'm going to shake you up today. First of all, I hope you'll subscribe to the lady in her living room with a hat on. All right, I'm going to share some stuff that's really disturbing because I'm not here to put fear in you, but I want you to think about how we see these things every day, and we're not really thinking, we're becoming immune to it, in other words. I saw an ad, and there was some cute little kid, and he was very sad, and his mom was looking at him because all the other kids were tall. Well, they're tall here because they're loaded with hormones and all kinds of crap. All right, so this little kid, little Billy, I want him to have confidence, and here's this, thing that they drink, and it shows that it'll help them grow. What the? Is that insane? In other words, it's wrong for little Billy to be short, to be a natural whoever he is. It's okay. It's okay. Are you hooked into this? I'm I'm getting real serious now. I'm getting serious because I'm seeing everything so are you seeing everything differently? It's like it's bubbling up to the top, and we got to skim it off. It's all garbage. It's self-serving. All right? Is it self-serving? Would you tell somebody, parents, that they need to give their kids something to make them grow so that they can be okay in school? That's insanity. But guess who's behind that? They don't give a crap about your kid. All right, I want to just share something with you. These are fun little facts. Did you know that all the major media, this is not a shocker, you probably already know this, all the major media outlets, everybody you were listening to, no matter which side it is, oh, I would never listen to CNN, oh, I would never listen to Fox. Really? Oh yeah, one is perfect and one's not. Here we go with this. This is right and this is wrong. Nope, never is. It never is. They were all sponsored by who? Guess what? You know which companies. Do you think they're going to give you any kind of objective response about the lockdown illnesses that we had? All of them were being sponsored by the very people who wanted you to think a certain thing about that whole situation. I think there's something seriously wrong with that, don't you? I think anytime somebody steps in and it's going to sway information or anything. All right, so we are told, we are programmed, you're going to love this, we are programmed X equals happiness. So you see people and they're, oh, here's this cola, here's this drink. Oh, but here's this drink, and they all get happy and they're all excited and they're all cool looking. This equals happiness, and this is bad. Oh, sadness. We're programmed. Shut it down. Now I'm going to talk about the financial situation. Oh my God, what the heck is going on? It's supposed to be working in our favor later on? Really? Can't we function as a global world that maybe the United States isn't making the best stuff of everything? It's impossible. And there are other countries, same thing. We have to exchange. Isn't there some other program where it's okay for us to exchange goods? Oh, we're doing that as long as it's in our favor, right? No. Can we do that? All right? I don't want garbage from some of these countries over there that, they don't give a hoot. Plastic and their clothing that is polluting our planet. That's the stuff we need to shut down, right? It's damaging. No, that's not first and foremost the concern. So I want to just place this out there. What if all these things going on are tanking the markets. And there are people in positions that know that this is the ultimate time to purchase those stocks and that they will go up, and maybe through these decisions being made, they will know which will go up. Now, I'm a former investment banker, and that's not so insane, and that's not actually quite a conspiracy. So I think there's a lot more things going on than we can possibly know. Now, I saw Chris Bledsoe on Jesse Michaels, and it was Danny Jones. Danny Jones, he's been on both shows. You got to watch it because it's crazy. He's telling more and more and more about his abduction by aliens. Now, here's what he shared. And I'd never heard this before, and I read his book, and it's not in this book. 10 years before this abduction, or 7 years, something like that, I'm probably wrong, but it was somewhere within the decade. Before his abduction, he was in the hospital and almost died from an overdose drug by some doctor who was had 113 people hospitalized because he was overdosing them on all these painkillers and drugs. And Chris fortunately survived. But he was doped up on some heavy stuff. They sent him home, and a 3 or 4 foot being, he said it was like the size of a 4-year-old. I don't know what a 4-year-old looks like. I don't have kids. A 4-year-old that he called Johnny, I think he called him Johnny, was visiting him in the room, and nobody else could see him, and that he was protecting him. Now, thank God he didn't tell that story earlier when he came out with his abduction story. And so the question was like, what was the conversation, And it was, he was just telling me, that he's protecting me and all stuff. And so he was heavily drugged. So do we believe this? Do we not? And then there was this alien abduction, which, by the way, was, witnessed by a lot of people. I don't doubt the guy, but we still have a perception of our own realities that is only real for us. I want you to know that, because there's no one reality that's true for everyone. That's why somebody can see something in the room, talking to them, some light being, and somebody else won't, because we're in different realities. So somebody will see what we're doing with our financial industry is absolutely amazing, and somebody else will think that this is insanity. And both realities are true. Both are true. So let's get rid of right and wrong and that there's one thing. I want you to realize how flexible the quantum field is, and that you can create anything you want. This is the beauty of it. So if you're trying to tell somebody how they should think and what's true, and you're arguing about it, you are stuck in the basement. When you go in the penthouse, you realize you're not right and somebody's wrong, and that we have some higher way of thinking about things. Those other people are equally right. They're just making different choices for themselves. And you go into acceptance. That's what consciousness is. You're conscious. You realize all things are possible. All realities exist. And the majority of it, of course, is the unseen world. This is such a temporary... Boy, we are in such a small percentage of what's going on that's very confined and limited within its choices. We come into unconsciousness. We, as the energy field behind it, have no limits. That's why you can have people that bend spoons, if that's even true, right? Remote viewers. Everybody has these capabilities. Everybody has equal capabilities. Now, what we do here is we're demonstrating these things as individuals and diversity, because all the pieces of the puzzle make one picture. If you had all the same pieces, there would be no puzzle picture, right? That's why we're all so unique. And each one of us is perfect and right. Maybe mine is totally black and it's squiggly, and your puzzle piece is white and it's clouds and it's, hey, Hey, guess, without my peace, there's no whole picture. That's how it works. Quit pointing fingers at anything that's different or it believes different than you if you want to go into the massive unlimited space of which you are, because the one creates all of it. The one creates this, which makes Donald Trump right. The one that creates this that makes, this other, what is it, the left and right, the left thinker totally right. It's all true. The ego wants to control that reality. The ego wants to. So I'm sitting here, I proposed to my friend, I said, what if the markets are being manipulated right now for that percentage of people that are going to benefit greatly when we pull out of it? Because everybody else is running in fear. See, breakthrough fear. When you run in fear, more millionaires are made in down markets. I know that. They weren't afraid. They had no fear. They saw the opportunities and advantages. You have opportunities and advantages right now. I'm not talking about the financial industry. I wouldn't touch that with a 10-foot pole, although I did buy a couple stocks the other day, which were sort of fun. But I don't do that because I am investing in myself. Right now I'm investing in my company, Digital Explorers. Why am I doing that? I'm totally controlling what I'm placing out there, what I'm contributing to the world, and what I believe. And my students believe that too. They believe that it's important to earn money as a planet conscious entrepreneur. They believe it's important to do something you love, to be healthy, and that it's okay to earn doing that. And then there are people out there that say, oh, if you're spiritual, you wouldn't earn money. And say, well, that's your reality. It's not mine. There's nothing wrong with money. How do you earn it? How do you spend it? That's just a frequency. That's not wrong either. I had somebody who was going to interview for my course. I talked to you. If you want an online business and you're going to come over to my training, I actually talked to you in person before we decide if it's good for you or not. Both of us have to decide that. Got really upset at me. I canceled the meeting. He says, why did you cancel the meeting? I said, point blank said, you can't afford it. So why would I put you through that? It's like going to the Mercedes dealership and saying, I don't have any money, but I'm going to drive the car around. What do you think that salesperson's going to do, or the owner? They're going to say, that's great. We welcome you, but come back when you can afford to buy one. We'll be happy to help you because there's other people here. He got mad at me. He said I wasn't spiritual. I said, wow, that didn't take long for you to make that decision. We're always judging, aren't we? As long as it's going our way, you're a great person. But God forbid, and I've had people, some of you know this, I've unsubscribed. You know what I do? I just skip forward. I just don't watch the channel anymore. If I don't, resonate with it, I don't say it's a bad channel. You guys, this has to stop. This has to stop. It's causing us to be in conflict with one another. It's causing us to delay harmony. And by next year, we're going to have more and more things revealed. You saw supposedly there's stuff at the bottom of the pyramid. We don't know that. That will be revealed. They will explore that further, so we'll be clear on that. We will know things about our extraterrestrial friends. There are all kinds, good, bad, evil, whatever. But if you're focused on it, you are in that reality. I am not. It has no power over me. In my reality, it has no power. Why? Because it and me are one. We're one. How can it have power over me? I'm like, talk to the hand. I don't have time for you. You're going to go through challenges. You signed up for it. When you accept that, life gets a lot easier, because guess what it is? It's an opportunity for you to change. So I'm sitting here looking at all this saying, this is stuff we're watching every day. These kids are, credit. We get a number. It's ranked. I was really good, and I make all my payments. I pay more than my payments, and I'm a business owner, so I'm carrying some debt. They wouldn't give me a loan. What? Isn't that what that's for me? And my friend, same thing. She's no debt. And she's not even, barely using her credit card. She got turned down for a credit card. I said, what's going on out there? This is a game. And we're ranked by numbers. Numbers. There are other ways to get around this stuff. And I don't have to play that game. Neither do you. You can. If you like it, that's okay. But if you want to step out of it, I keep telling you to unplug. If it's not working for you, because that system, that game, I'm not having fun with that game. I have things to do. I have businesses to grow. I have people to help. I want to change how we do business online. How any online business owner tackles anything should be placing others first and themselves. Am I doing something I love? Are you? Are you living the life that you love? If not, why not? What would we have to change? If there is a consistent pattern, look at the pattern and say, what have I been doing? What have I been doing that keeps me there? You're believing something. You're believing something. It's who am I believing? Who am I following? What actions am I taking? Are they the same ones? Nothing's going to change. So you've got to shift into something different. And that can be a little scary. It's uncomfortable. Break through fear. Break through it. It's pretty cool on the other side. And you'll look back and think, damn, I lived my life. I didn't sit back and, let's be safe. Be safe now. There's no safety. Hoarding, saving money didn't work out, did it? My girlfriend's portfolio. She says it's worth half. I said, don't panic. This happens every 10, 15 years. We go through the same thing, and then we're shocked. We eat junk food and we're sick. We're shocked. Well, let's go get this treatment or take this to solve the problem. And we go right back to what we're doing. You've got to end this and unplug from what you don't want. And this is a personal thing. It's a personal thing. So if you don't want to stay in that world, then you have to change everything that you're doing behind it. You have to change it. It's mandatory. And then you will reap the rewards. And then where you go from there, there's always something new to get to. If you've ever heard entrepreneurs, I just watched one, making $10 million a year, and he goes, the first month he hit $1 million in 1 month, he was depressed. He's saying, no, I wouldn't be. Yeah, you would. And I'll tell you why. Well, maybe not. There's no, ultimate thing. But the chances are, and I've been there before, it's like, oh my God, there's this pressure, like to get to something else. Why? Because it depends on why you're doing it. If it's ego-driven, it's never ending. It never has enough. And its worth is resting on that goal. So once you hit it, there has to be a new goal, and can I maintain it? So when you go in with your heart and you're living your life in passion, you have purpose, you have a drive to do something. You've got to stick to it, and you will be taken care of. There is nothing wrong with you being abundant. Separate all those beliefs out and understand where they're coming from. Other human beings. I don't have to listen to that. So if you want to wear a freaking hat in your living room and talk to, hundreds of thousands of people, you do it. I do. I feel really good about what I say, and I believe in what I say. And you don't have to. I want to help you to maybe one day see something a little different, and then allow you to choose what that is and say, you know what? I don't have to believe that anymore, or I don't have to take a side, or I don't have to get angry or call somebody a name if they didn't behave the way I wanted them to. That's not awakening at all, and that's not spirituality. What's spirituality? It's everything. Everything's spirit. Everything is consciousness. Neither right nor wrong. So you guys, digitalexplorers.net. If you come over and you're just not ready for it, I'm going to tell you, let's not waste our time talking. I want to make sure this is for you. You're ready to commit. And, business entrepreneurs invest in themselves, time and money. Sorry, that's just how it works. Until the system changes, and it's pretty cool. What's that do? Boy, you commit, I'll tell you that. And then you focus on something beautiful that you're doing for the world, and you realize, I'm changing the world. I'm changing the world. This is a free webinar down in the description. Go check it out. What are you doing in your life? You don't have to be an entrepreneur. Anything, relationships, anything. What do you want to change? You can do it. But you cannot think this way and believe this and shift into that reality. It's impossible. Right? The house, every floor is a different reality. You get to pick which one you live in. And you'll be with the others in that reality. You're whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Blessings to you, my friend. Namaste.